So this is the Royal Albert Country Roses. This is the cake stand. And then there's a large bowl here. This looks to be another first. Size-wise across there, we've got about 10.5 inches. This is a one-off bowl, and there's the back. And then there's a gravy boat. One of these. And a jug. There's a one-off, looks like a sugar bowl. That's a second. And there's one of these that looks like a first. One of these, a little bit of aging on the glazing there. Sorry, I'm holding it too low. Rectangular plate. Oh, this is the butter top. Not quite sure whether there's a bottom to this. It's obviously the top for a butter dish, but there's plenty of extra sauces that it'll work with if you want. But it is what it is.
Those are all the singles.
That's the singles. Oh, there's two of these. This is a, looks like a cake plate or a cake server. And there's two of those. That's one of two. Here's the second one. Thank you. And there's two of these. It's one of two and two of two. Thanks a lot. A couple of these smaller little serving. One and two of two. Thank you. A couple of larger oval plates. Just get the size on that. That's about 14 inches in length, and it's 10.5 wide. That's the first of the two. That's the second. Thank you. Yeah, these are the biggies. It's about 12.5 inches across the width, and it's about 16.5 inches across the length. second of the 2. Tiny blemish there. It's not cracked or anything. That one is a second. You just see the scratch across the logo. Some circular bowls. This one is 9.5 inch diameter, and there's 2 of these. One of 2 and 2 of 2. A couple of these oval servers. So this is 7.5 inches wide and it's 9 inches across there. That's a second. And the second one of these is also a second, I think. You can see for yourself there. 2 of those. Next, 6 of these. So 1 of 6. 2 of 6. 3 of 6. That's a second. 4 of 6. That's a second. 5 of 6. It's also a second. And 6 of 6. It's also a second. You can see the scratch in the logo. Dessert bowls. I think these might be fruit bowls actually. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 10 of these. It's 1 of 10. 2 of 10. 3 of 10. 4 of 10. 5 of 10. 6 of 10. Number 7 of 10. 8 of 10. 9 of 10. And number 10 of 10 of those little fruit bowls. Small side plates, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 1 of 6. 2 of 6. 3 of 6. Number 4 of 6. 5 of 6. That's definitely a second. You can see the scratch.
Something varies so much, don't they?
Yeah, and 6 of 6. This is the, oddly enough, is a first, but the gilt is not as good as on the second. So we've now got some soup bowls. There's 11 of these, and we believe that these are what they sit on. You may know better, but they're just over 6 inches in diameter. So we'll do the saucers for them first. That's number 1 of 11, 2 of 11, it's a second, 3 of 11, it's a second, 4 of 11, it's also a second, 5 of 11 is a second, 6 of 11, it's another second with a slight chip there.
Because I look on the top, I suppose I wasn't looking at them.
7 of 11. Number 8 of 11 to second. 9 of 11, second. 10 of 11, second. And 11 of 11 as a second also. So the soup bowls that they will sit on are here. 1 of 11, I think that's a second. 2 of 11, that's a second. 3 of 11, second. 4 of 11, that's a second. 5 of 11, that's a second. 6 of 11, that's a second. 7 of 11, that's also a second. 8 of 11, that's a second. 9 of 11, that's a second. 10 of 11, it's also a second, I believe. And 11 of 11 soup bowls, and that's also a second. We can see the scratch on that one. Cruets, salt and pepper. There's 4 of these. That one has a bung in place. That's one. That one also has its bung. One of them has one missing. That one. So a bit of cork or something needed there. Slight chip at the bottom. And the 4th one, another salt shaker. That one does have its bung in place. That's those. Oops. Some plates. So these are 8 1/4 inches diameter. We've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. That's a second. 1 of 10, 2 of 10 is also a second. 3 of 10, that's a second. 4 of 10, difficult to tell, maybe a second, but it's pretty good. 5 of 10, that is a second. 6 of 10, I think there's a scratch, second. 7 of 10, I think that's a second also. 8 of 10, difficult to tell. 9 of 10, I think there's a mark on the rose, not sure. And 10 of 10 plates. Again, I'm not sure. Looks good. Next, we've got some mugs. There are 3 designs. There's a 4, a 3 and a 1. Should we do the 1? This is the 1. First of all, there's just one of these. There is a scratch to that, so that's a second. Looks like a coffee mug. There are 4 of these. There's a second. That is also a second. 2 of 4. 3 of 4. the second. And 4 of 4. That one's also a second. And then the three of these. These are again mugs, but sort of a bit more bulbous shape. That's a second. It's 1 of 3. That's 2 of 3. And that's 3 of 3 of that design. That is a second for definite. So we've got some small coffee cups and saucers. There's more saucers than cups. 3, 4. So we've got 5 saucers. The first of them I'm going to show you as the gilt's a little bit worn on that one. It's been used as compared to number 2. That's 2. Number 3. Number 4. A little bit of a mark there. Number 5 of 5 of the coffee cups and saucers. That's a second as well. Let's show you the 3 coffee cups that are in here. 1 of 3. 2 of 3. And 3 of 3. And teacups and saucers. We said there are 15 of these.
Yeah, 3, 6, 7, 8, 15.
And then there are some saucers to go with them, and there's some spare saucers too. So we'll rattle through these, and that looks like a first to me. 1 of 15. 2 of 15. That's a second. 3 of 15. Looks like a first. 4. That's a second. 5. Looks like a first. 6 of 15. That one is a second. 7 of 15. That's a second. 8 of 15. It's a second. 9 of 15. That's a second. 10 of 15. Difficult to tell. Could be a first. Could be a second. 11. Looks like a second. 12. Second. 13. It's a second. 14. Looks like a first. And finally 15. That's a second. So then we've got 15 saucers to go with them. The gilt on these, you can see, is pretty good. Some are a bit more worn than others. Say 2 or 3 that are a bit worn. So number 1, 15, 2, that's a bit worn. That's a second. 3, 4, that's a second. 5, that's a second. 6, looks like a first. 7, not sure. 8, second. 9, looks like a second. 10, not sure. 11, looks like a first. 12, looks good. 13, looks like a first. 14, looks like a first as well. And 15. So those are the ones we've put with the cups. There are now some more of those, another 3, another 6, of which the gilt's pretty good on most. The bottom one's a bit worn. So 6 of these. 1, 2, looks like a first again. 3, 4, looks like a first. 5, and the one that's a bit worn is number 6 on the gilt, which is a first. And then some larger saucers. These are the same size as the ones that were with the soup bowls, and these are 6.5 inches across the diameter. And there's another 6 of these. 1 of 6, it's a second. 2 of 6, it's a second. 3 of 6, it's a second. 4 of 6, it's a second. 5 of 6, second. And 6 of 6 larger saucers. I think there's a scratch on that as well, second. I think just the dinner plates to do. Well, we're nearly there. So we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 dinner plates, and these are 10.5 inches diameter. So 1 of 12, that's a second. 2 of 12, that's also a second. 3 of 12, looks like a first. 4 of 12, it's a second. 5 of 12, it's a second. 6 of 12, it's a second. 7 of 12, also a second. 8 of 12 is a second. 9 of 12, also a second. 10 of 12, it's a second. 11 of 12, a little bit of a mark on the back there, but it looks like a first, oddly enough. And number 12 of the dinner plates looks like a first. So we've made it. 120 pieces.